Here's the best loadout for the Perdition Legendary Lost Sector on Warlock. We're going to use Top Tree Voidwalker with Nezarac's Sin for a Void ability focus build. We're going to use a kinetic sniper rifle for the Barrier champions. This kinetic sniper rifle can be obtained from the Deep Stone Crypt raid, but you can also use the Long Shadow kinetic sniper rifle that you can get by depositing weapon parts into Banshee for rank up packages. We're going to use an arc bow for the arc shields in this lost sector, as well as the overload champions. And we're going to use the truth rocket launcher for boss and champion DPS, since we can use the rockets from safety. For our armor mods, we're going to use Argent Ordnance. While charged with light, your rockets will do more damage, consuming one charged with light stack. On our boots, we're going to use stacks on stacks. We'll get an extra free charged with light stack for every stack we get. And then we're going to use rocket launcher scavenger mods for more ammo. To get charged with light stacks, we're going to use shield break charge. When we use our arc bow to break the arc shields, we'll get a charge with light stack. Then we're going to use concussive dampener since all of the enemies here use splash damage. And then we're going to use arc resistance since all incoming arc damage in this lost sector is increased. On our gloves, we're going to use overload bow and anti-barrier sniper rifle. And then on our helmet, we're going to use charged up, which gives us more total stacks to charge with light that we can hold. And then we're going to use rocket launcher ammo finder for more ammo. Here are the modifiers. When goblins die, they spawn an arc pool at their feet. All incoming arc and aerial damage is increased, and then the arc damage you deal and receive is also increased by 50%. First thing we want to do here is break the arc shields to get some charge with light stacks, and then kill some of these harpies. Save a couple harpies so the Hydra doesn't teleport early. Then we're just going to launch 2 rockets at it, and kill. Now we're going to finish up the other harpies here, and then take care of the enemies that spawn. Alright, we're going to take care of as many enemies around the Overload champion as we can, so that way they don't take the rocket or the champion. Shoot 2 rockets, and then swap to snipe. Easy kill. Here's another Overload champion. We're going to do the same thing as before. Disrupt, 2 rockets, and snipe. We're going to have the ammo. We're going to take care of these goblins here before we work on any of the champions. We're just going to launch 1 rocket, and then snipe the champion, break the barrier. And then finish it. We're going to rocket the wyvern, and then snipe. Same thing for the next one. Get a little bit of health back, and then wyvern again. There we go. Now we can finish these goblins and work on the last barrier champion. We're going to clear these enemies that spawn with the boss first, so that way our Nova Bomb can hit the boss and not get eaten by one of these. All we need, 1 Nova Bomb, 1 rocket, an easy kill here. There's the Nova. There's the rocket. Easy Perdition Legendary Lost Sector. For the Perdition Legendary Lost Sector, this is the best loadout for Hunter. We're going to use Bottom Tree Golden Gun with Celestial Nighthawk for a ton of damage on the boss. We're also going to use a kinetic sniper rifle for the barrier champions. This kinetic sniper rifle right here can be obtained from the Deepstone Crypt raid. But you can also use the Long Shadow kinetic sniper rifle that can be obtained from rank up packages from Banshee. We're going to use an arc bow for the arc shields as well as the overload champions. And then we're going to use the Truth rocket launcher for boss and champion DPS since it's pretty safe to use from distance. For our armor mods, we're going to use Argent Ordnance. You get extra rocket launcher damage for the cost of 1 charged with light stack. On our boots, we're going to use stacks on stacks. You get an extra charged with light stack for every stack you generate. And we're also going to use rocket launcher scavenger mods for more ammo. On our chest piece, we're going to use shield break charge to generate the charged with light stack. By using our arc bow on the arc shields, we'll get a charged with light stack. And then we're going to use concussive dampener since there's a ton of area of effect splash damage in this lost sector. And then we're going to use arc resistance since all incoming arc damage in this lost sector is increased. On our gloves, we're going to use overload bow and anti-barrier sniper rifle. And then on our helmet, we're going to use charged up, which increases the total stacks of charged with light you can hold. And then we're going to use rocket launcher ammo finder for more ammo. Here's Perdition's modifiers. When goblins die, they spawn an arc pool at their feet. Incoming arc and aerial damage is increased. And then all arc damage you deal and receive is also increased by 50%. First thing we're going to do is kill some of these harpies and get some charged with light stacks. We're going to just leave a couple alive, so that way the Hydra doesn't teleport early. We're going to shoot 2 rockets. And if you're quick enough on the damage like I wasn't, you're able to kill it before it teleports to the next room. We're just going to finish these enemies here. Going to use arc damage on the Minotaur to break his shield. And then snipe. Now we're going to have some enemies that spawn around this overload champion here. We want to get rid of a couple of them unless we can get the champion by himself. We just don't want these enemies to take the rocket that's meant for him. There we go. He's up front. Disrupt, 2 rockets, and then we snipe. We're going to finish up these enemies and then move on to the next room. Here's the last overload champion in this lost sector. We're going to go ahead and disrupt it. 2 rockets. And then kill. There's that Hydra we didn't get before. We're going to get some health back here, and then we're going to come over here and take care of this barrier champion. Shoot 1 rocket, and then snipe it so we can break the barrier. Finish it up. Take care of the Minotaur that's coming in. Break shield, quick snipe. We're going to finish these goblins up and then take out the barrier champion that's up here. 1 rocket, and then we snipe it. We're just going to use rockets here on the wyverns. Then here's the last one. Use 1 rocket to get the crit. Screw it. We're just going to kill it. There we go. Now, first thing we're going to do is kill these enemies around here so we can get a clean golden gun shot and then clean rockets on the boss. And we'll also get some charged with light stacks. Alright. Pop golden gun. Easy. That shot can be a little tough to hit with the golden gun since the crit is so small. That's why we have the rockets just in case. But otherwise, that is a quick and easy legendary Perdition. This is the best legendary Perdition Titan loadout if you want to one-shot the boss. If you don't have the Cuirass of the Falling Star exotic chest piece, you won't be able to one-shot the boss, but we'll be able to do a ton of damage anyway. What you'll need though is all the armor mods in this build. For our kinetic weapon, we're going to use a kinetic sniper rifle for the barrier champions. This kinetic sniper rifle can be obtained from the Deep Stone Crypt raid, but you can also use the Long Shadow sniper rifle from rank up packages with Banshee. We're also going to use an arc bow for the arc shields and the overload champions, and then we're going to use the truth rocket launcher for burst damage on bosses and champions since we can do it from safety. For our armor mods, we're going to use Argent Ordnance. While charged with light, your rockets will do more damage at the cost of one charged with light stack. We're going to use stacks on stacks to get an extra free charged with light stack for every stack we get. Then we're going to use rocket launcher scavenger mods for more ammo. On our chest piece to get charged with light, we're going to use shield break charge. When you break arc shields with the arc bow, you'll get charged with light stacks. Then we're going to use concussive dampener to reduce the incoming splash damage, since most of the enemies in this lost sector have splash damage. Then we're going to use arc resistance, since all incoming arc damage in this lost sector is increased. This will reduce some of that. On our gloves, we're going to use anti-barrier sniper rifle and overload bow. And then on our helmet, we're going to use charged up, which increases the total stacks of charged with light you can hold. And then we're going to use rocket launcher ammo finder to get more ammo. Here's the active modifiers. When goblins die, they spawn an arc pool at their feet. All incoming arc and aerial damage is increased, and then the arc damage you deal and receive is also increased by 50%. First thing we're going to do is take care of these couple harpies here at the start. We're going to break their arc shield so we can get some charge with light. We're going to leave some of those harpies alive, so that way the Hydra doesn't teleport early, and then we're just going to shoot 2 rockets to kill it. Now we're going to finish up the rest of the harpies, and then kill what spawns here. Gonna drop a grenade for the Minotaur. We're gonna take care of as many of the enemies around the Overload champion that just spawned, so that way when we disrupt it here, nothing's gonna come in the way of the rocket here. We're gonna shoot 2 rockets and then snipe. Finish up the rest of the enemies, and then we'll move on to the next room. Here's the last Overload champion we'll have. Go ahead and kill the goblins, and then disrupt. 2 rockets again. And snipe. Reload your rockets here so we can take out the barrier champion when it spawns. Gonna come over here so we get the line of sight. 1 rocket. It's gonna pop its barrier. Go ahead and just snipe it. Then finish it up. Not ideal that we died there since we missed the snipe, but worth the trade-off to get the rocket off and kill the champion. We're going to use a rocket on the wyvern. There we go. We're going to use 1 more. Finish up these goblins here. And now we can just 1v1 the barrier champion. We're just going to snipe it since we don't really need the sniper anymore. There we go. Now we're just going to super. If you don't have the exotic and you can't one-shot the boss, go ahead and shoot a couple rockets before. You also want to kill the enemies before you use your super and rocket. So just kill all the enemies that spawn with the boss. Get charged with light stacks from breaking the arc shields. Shoot 1 or 2 rockets, and then you'll just use your super and finish the boss. And that is how you easily solo the Legendary Lost Sector Perdition.
This whole be a paradise.